Hello, everyone. Welcome to Aussie's Take on Everything, Episode 3. I'm K-Dog.
And I'm Jay.
And today, we're going to start with an interesting fact that I learnt. Did you know, now this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but did you know that Roald Dahl, the author of Big Friendly Giant, was a spy?
A spy?
Yes, a spy.
There's no way. There's no way.
Yes,
No.
He was a spy.
No. This is one of those conspiracy theory things, right? Surely.
No, apparently not. It sounds definitely like a conspiracy theory, but him and even Ian Fleming were spies.
Ian Fleming too?
Yes. Apparently, one of the missions they were given were to basically go to the US because they're part of the British spy, I think the British intelligence. And they were supposed to just basically sleep with women that have connections with people in high places.
Okay, so like politicians and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So one I think Roald Dahl was slept with some congresswoman.
Oh shit! Really?
And
that's mad.
Apparently, the husband of this person.
Yeah.
Was also I think he was like CEO or something of Time magazine, so had a little bit of influence to getting information out to the media and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane, this story. I mean, I could not believe that it's like that Roald Dahl was a spy. What?
That's mad because I remember growing up with those books, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reading books as written by a spy. That's mad.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
I mean, the crazy thing is too, apparently this group, this is just a whole bunch of them. There was 5 or 6 of them. Yeah. Ian Fleming and Roald Dahl just happened to be a part of it. But apparently one of their their mission was to get the US into World War II. That was their mission.
Yeah.
So and how they did it was, sleeping around. Apparently they got intel, and I use intel in quotations, that apparently Hitler was going to invade South America, which would eventually and then go up to the US. But that's not entirely true. They fabricated that information, and that's basically what got the US into World War II.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much Roald Dahl got the US into World War II.
Yes.
That's bad.
And the crazy thing is, Roald Dahl, he was like James Bond, man. He was sleeping with these women and doing this just to try and pump them for information, or pump them to give information to these people so they would pass it on to their husbands and so on and so forth. And you'd think he would be the inspiration for James Bond, but it's some other random dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I thought Ian Fleming, as I thought, well, it must be writing about himself, kind of thing. So, but no,
it's just absolutely insane that Roald Dahl is a spy. Can you believe that sentence exists?
I know. When you first said it, I'm like, no way, that's not true. That's not true.
It's just like, what the hell?
That can't be true. That is mad. That is mad. Speaking of spies, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of spies, Raw Reunion was pretty good, I must admit.
That's a good segue.
It is, isn't it?
That's a great segue.
Flows completely smoothly.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it. Apparently, Enzo Amore thought it was cringeworthy.
Yeah, but he is cringeworthy.
I know. I was about to say the king of cringe
is going
to talk about what's cringeworthy.
Yeah, that's it. No, yeah. I enjoyed it, even though it was kind of a nostalgia factor.
Oh, hell yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't, though. It wasn't just as bad as some of the others when they do the Raw goes old school things they used to do.
Yeah,
and it was just people would come out to the ring and just do their segments, do their promos, and then just leave. At least it was a lot of backstage stuff, which is to be expected.
The 24/7 title really helped. I mean, it really helped.
It was 8 different 24/7
Kelly,
champions.
the first women 24/7 champion. Oh my
That's mad.
god.
That's a mad sentence again.
Oh my god.
I think that's the theme of this episode is just mad sentences.
Then Candice Michelle won it.
Yeah.
Freaking Medusa.
And then the title thing in the bin was a bit cringy, but I get it.
That was cringy. Both of those, that segment was cringy because it was like, oh, she put the title in the bin. Oh, Ted DiBiase paid for the WWE Championship back in 1989 or something. Yeah. Oh, that's what they're referencing. It's like, geez, get over. That was cringeworthy.
It was.
The rest of the show, not so much. I mean, I think Austin may have was told to wrap it up because his last sentence didn't quite make sense when the music started hitting. It's like, oh shit, they're telling him to wrap up.
Yeah, I think the Austin bit was a bit out of character too. But I mean, I understand he's a 54-year-old man, so
yeah,
the character's kind of gone and been and gone kind of thing. But yeah, it was kind of like, I didn't expect it from Stone Cold. It wasn't even one stunner at all.
No, not one stunner. No.
I'm like, what? I thought, someone would come out during that last toast thing and like interrupt it.
Did you see the stuff on Twitter? He drowned Lillian Garcia in beer.
I did see that actually. That was crazy. They should have just let Raw go longer, man. It would have been cool. It would have been cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did see that. But there wasn't, from what I've seen, there wasn't too many complaints on Twitter about it. Like there normally is. The saltiness was like a little bit less salty.
Does that refer back to, a lot of people are more nostalgic about pro wrestling than anything else?
Probably. More than likely. More than likely. But, yeah, no, I enjoyed it. SmackDown was good as well. It was good to have Shawn Michaels on SmackDown. I wonder whether that is actually going what direction it's going in.
I mean, a lot of people are thinking, at least, that it's going towards a match. I mean, there's, like, top 5 matches for Shawn Michaels. It's like, we don't know yet, guys. All right? It's more than
likely going to be Ziggler Miz.
I'd say so.
And, Miz probably maybe even will have Shawn in his corner. But it'd be interesting if they do go with Dolph versus Shawn Michaels or even a tag match. That'd be quite interesting to see.
I mean, just seeing Dolph and Shawn tie up would be a crazy fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
A crazy bloody thing to see.
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, that's just two of the top workers. Dolph has not had the greatest career.
He hasn't, but he has. Like he hasn't.
He's been like in big matches and all that. He just hasn't got. I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is.
It's the Roddy Piper career. Like never quite made it to the top. But it was always considered like a top-ish guy. And Ziggler is very similar to that.
Yeah.
Because like he's always kind of been in that conversation, but never quite made it to that level. Not the level of like a Shawn Michaels or a Bret Hart or a Stone Cold. They never kind of made it that high, but yeah, that's the way I see it. Like that's where his position is going to be.
I'm just trying to remember. Did they have the 24/7 title on SmackDown this week?
No, I don't think they did. I can't.
No, because I'm wondering what's happened with like with Drake's wife and R-Truth.
Yeah, no, they didn't. I had to think about it for a second there. No, they didn't. They did not. They did not have it.
I mean, even Briscoe and bloody
Patterson.
Pat Patterson won the title.
The damn Stooges. The Stooges are back at it again. Pat Patterson made history, the first person to win the hardcore and the 24/7.
True, that is true.
First person. As far as I know, did R-Truth when he was K-Quick win it? I don't think he did because it was.
I don't know.
I don't think he did because it was around when he was there. He's the only guy that's like still current that was around then. But I don't think he did.
Sure.
I don't think he did.
I don't think K-Quick did that much when he was K-Quick.
K-Quick was a cool name.
Oh, it was. But
K-Quick.
He kept on changing it. It was K-Quick. I think when he went to the Indies or TNA, it was K-Crush.
Yeah, and then it was Ron Killings.
Yeah, Ron the Truth Killings.
I'm pretty sure it was Ron Killings first, and then he added the Truth.
I think he did.
And then when he came back to WWE, it was R-Truth. That man changed his name.
What happened to the K, man? What happened to the K?
Yeah, they should have called him K-Quick when he came back.
Oh, dear.
K-Quick. It's a banger name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Raw it was really good. I mean, yes, there was a nostalgia factor, obviously, but some of those moments were just funny as hell.
Yeah, there was the whole Seth meme where he
Oh,
when DX hugged and he was just stood next to them, like not involved.
so what do I do?
What do I do? I just stand here.
What do I do? I'm the Universal Champion. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just stand here next to them while they like kind of hug.
Yeah, well, that's why I think Triple H or Shawn, one of them got him involved in that last little bit to actually say, if you're not down with that, I've got 2 words for you.
Yeah, it's weird to not have like Billy Gunn there.
Yeah, but yet Rob Van Dam was, and he, from what you were saying, he was on Impact. He's like TNA guy, or
he's a TNA
whatever
guy.
that company's called now.
Yeah, he's an Impact guy. I'm not sure if his contract has expired. Like, I didn't do my research. I really should have done, but I don't know. But he might have been out of contract. But I know that he was working in Impact like not that long ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Jeez.
So if he was out of contract, then it's only just.
Yeah.
It's good to see him back though. It'd be interesting to see if he. You know, if they actually re-sign him, but he's not. He's looking a lot older these days.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now when it comes to that. Like when it comes to the wrestling industry. I mean, trash. Rumors of Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam.
It makes sense from what Charlotte said on SmackDown that she wants to prove that she's the best ever, and her opponent is going to be the best ever.
Yeah.
And it's in Toronto. It makes sense. It makes sense that it would be. The only other thing I could think of, maybe it's a bit pushing it a bit, but maybe it could be Shayna Baszler.
Maybe,
considering that I know she's not undefeated, but considering she's on a rampage on NXT, that she could come in. But I think it's going to be Trish more than likely. Yeah. If she's saying the greatest of all time, more than likely it's going to be Trish. And not
I've
been
also
else.
Hearing rumors that she's actually going to do a run. It's not going to be a one and gone. It's going to actually be like a run, apparently.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because I mean, she was going to face Asuka a couple of years ago, but she got pregnant, so she couldn't do it.
Yeah, and that's Mickie James came in and all that.
And then Mickie James had a run.
Yeah, she's still there, but she's just not on TV.
No, she had knee surgery. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is that what's going on? Okay, because I've been seeing her on Twitter, and it's like I think she misses not being on TV.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll come back at some point and be involved in stuff again. But
and I mean, there's still Shawn possibly going up against Dolph Ziggler. I don't know about, but there's also rumors about Austin sticking around, but I don't think so. Like there was talk because of his interview done backstage, something about don't let me ride off into the sunset yet. I'm not ready to. It's like I don't know. I don't think he's sticking around. Something tells me
he's got a new TV show coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back for another appearance, just to plug that more.
Yeah. Well.
So
I'm surprised The Rock didn't show up to plug his shows. I think he's doing like some Titan Gladiator show, and the new Fast and Furious movie is going to be coming out soon, like the Hobbs and.
Pretty sure it is out.
Is it? Oh, it is out. Okay.
Pretty sure they had the red carpet premiere thing.
Okay. Yep.
Last week, so, But yeah, I did hear another rumor too that when SmackDown goes to Fox, that Fox is trying to get The Rock to come in to be on that episode, the first one of them on Fox.
Oh, sweet!
But it's odd that Fox is trying to get him in and not Vince. Like Vince is trying to pay him to come in. It's Fox is reaching out to Rock trying to get him to come in. So that will be interesting. What else will be interesting is in Australia, SmackDown Live is on Wednesday. For us, and Raw is on a Tuesday.
This is true facts.
We're a day ahead of you guys, or behind you guys, whatever. A day ahead. So Monday's Raw in US is Tuesday for us, and Wednesday. When SmackDown goes to Friday, that's going to be a Saturday for us. So it's just going to be really weird to go from like a Wednesday to a Saturday. So that's going to be a bit odd when they do move.
Yeah.
That's if they do stick to that. Like I've heard that's what they're doing, but I mean it hasn't been confirmed. So things can change last minute. So
SmackDown has changed like times, like so many times. It started as a Thursday show, went to a Friday show. So what's it now? It's a Thursday show, right?
Now SmackDown
Yeah,
is
no,
a
it's Tuesday.
Tuesday show. Yeah.
It's a Tuesday show, so it's like
The thing is, though, it's always has been a Tuesday show. Always has been. It's always been taped on Tuesday and either played on Thursday or Friday.
Yep.
But that's in the US. For Australia, it's always been a Wednesday, taped on Wednesday, and it's either aired on Friday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's because it's gone to SmackDown Live. It's on live on Tuesday, so they do Raw, SmackDown, and then they have like a couple of days to travel to the weekend to do like the house shows.
Yeah.
So that's why they did it. They're not going to do a live on a Friday, or whatever. But yeah, but now they are going to do live on a Friday, so that's Saturday for us.
Yeah, and they're going to apparently produce it more like an actual sporting event.
Yeah. I've heard.
So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, like Bray Wyatt's a SmackDown guy, right?
No, he's a Raw guy.
He's a Raw guy. Okay, that makes more sense.
Well, not really. He's both because he hasn't actually kind of.
Oh, true.
He debuted as in the Fiend on Raw, and he hasn't really appeared on SmackDown, but he was on the Titantron for Finn. So Finn's a SmackDown guy, but I'm pretty sure Bray's going to be a Raw guy.
Yeah, well, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is because he was on Raw twice and SmackDown once. So,
I mean, presenting it, even like the New Day, like it's presenting it like a sporting event.
Well, they're not really going to go with a sporting event as such. They're just going to try and make like professional wrestling, the way it's booked, the way it's presented, to be more of a sport, like more of a fighting sport rather than an entertainment show. They're going to try to be different to Raw. So Raw will be the same as now. Raw will be the same as it is now.
Yeah.
And then SmackDown will be more like UFC style, kind of not the matches, but the way it's presented. So they're going to have interviews backstage still. They're going to have
almost like old school wrestling. Like how that was presented in some ways, maybe.
Yeah. Like from what I've heard, they're going to have a pre-show and a post-show for SmackDown, and they're going to do like face-to-face, like weigh-in type things as well.
Oh well, we know we know the coach has got a job then.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But if they're going to have like a pay-per-view match, they might be doing a backstage weigh-in. Where they kind of go face to face and they do the weigh-in type thing and stuff. They might do showing that kind of thing. It's just the kind of direction they want to go in.
Interesting.
They also want to go.
Sounds very similar to what Shane wanted back. Mid 2000s.
Yeah, it sounds like. I'm not sure if they're going to do all that though, but that's the things that they've been talking about. Like they've been discussing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they want to do like almost like the power rankings is going to be more determined on wins and losses. So like if someone's booked to win a lot, they're going to get a title match rather than just a random person getting a title match. Like they're going to, instead of, they still could do randoms by like having a champion lose to someone else and then they go jump the queue, but like pretty much it's going to work by wins and losses from what I understand. This could be completely wrong. This could be completely changed, but from what I've heard so far about the new direction of SmackDown, they're going to try and make it more realistic.
It's interesting. New direction. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
it could be really good. It could be really bad. We're just going to have to wait and see.
I don't see it being really bad, though. I think it's just going to be different, and it's going to be good because you got Raw and SmackDown, both different shows, different feels.
Yeah.
And I guarantee it, the wild card rule will be gone.
Well, speaking of the wild card rule, have they just thrown it out the window? Like, I don't count anymore.
No, I don't. I haven't even
superstars anymore.
I don't think they've even
more.
I don't think even they've even mentioned it on Raw and SmackDown. They're just
people
just show up wherever they want.
People show up.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the last couple of weeks on Raw, maybe on SmackDown too. I'm not entirely sure. We've had the NXT Tag Champions on Raw, and they've been really entertaining. But I didn't know that the wild card rule applied to them as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did say that it was NXT 205 and SmackDown on Raw. So that's why everyone got kind of hyped about the wildcard rule when it first got announced, because it was like, NXT as well. Like, but then they just kind of the same people every week. But now it's like there is no brand split almost. It's like just random show up wherever they want. That will change in October though.
Yes,
that will change because Fox doesn't want superstars from the USA network on their show.
Yeah.
Then they're going to be advertising a show that's not on their thing.
I don't think we're going to see this week. What happened this week on Raw on SmackDown anymore?
No, we won't, because Fox doesn't want it. They've already said that they don't want it. That's why Miz got moved to Raw, because he's got his Miz and Mrs. on USA. They don't want someone that's got a different show on USA on their show.
Yeah, so. True. That is true.
And also, Charlotte and Roman Reigns were put on SmackDown for the same reason that Fox wanted them. Fox wanted them as part of SmackDown. So my prediction is that Charlotte and Roman Reigns will both win the titles before the SmackDown Live moves to Fox.
I'd say Charlotte's probably going to win the title beforehand, and Roman might win the title that night.
Yeah, you might. I wouldn't be surprised. That's what they want to go with when they first start off the new SmackDown Live. They want to have those two, so the main two. So, I spoilers predicting it now. But yeah, those two will be champion by the time SmackDown Live goes to Fox.
Yep. All right. NXT's main event for TakeOver sounds like it's going to be really good.
Yes.
Johnny Gargano and bloody Adam Cole.
If you haven't watched this week's NXT, there's a bit of spoilers coming in here. But last week, they announced there's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match, but it's going to have stipulations. So pretty much it's going to be a 3 stages of hell.
Yes.
This week's NXT, this is where the spoilers will come in. This week's NXT, spoiler alert, the Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano both chose their stipulations. So I'm guessing the first match will be what Adam Cole chose. So Adam Cole chose a one-on-one match, just a normal one-on-one. And then Johnny Gargano chose a street fight. So, and then William Regal said if it goes to a third fall, he will announce it as a surprise kind of thing. So, like when we're watching the event, the first fall, second fall, it will go to a third, and William Regal will come out and say it's going to be this match. And it could be absolutely crazy. It could be not a letdown, but like a bit anticlimactic. So it depends on which way they're going to go with it. But like, I reckon it's going to be a ladder match.
I have to agree, because I mean, if it's going to be a cage match, it's going to kind of be obvious hanging over the ring. Same if it was Hell in a Cell. Granted, I do think NXT should do a Hell in a Cell.
I think they will at some point, but they've got their own version of the Hell in a Cell with
true
with the War Games. So I don't know. They might never do it, but yeah, no. If they have it a cage, unless the only way they can get around it is if they have another cage match that night, and it's like it's up there for that match, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
What else is going on there? It looks like it's going to be hasn't been announced yet, but it looks like it's going to be Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler for the women's title.
Whoa, that's new.
That is new. It is new. Mia Yim's been attacking people, her friends backstage. Not Mia's friends, Shayna's friends.
Yeah.
Jessamine Duke and Mia Shafir. She's been beating them up backstage kind of thing. So I reckon they'll be taken out. And it'll be a one-on-one. What else we got? Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae, which hasn't been officially announced yet, but that's the direction they're going in.
Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. Jesus.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
That should be a good match. I mean, I haven't been watching NXT. I can't believe that Io Shirai is heel.
Yeah, and she's a good heel too.
Yeah.
I
still can't believe some of the names that some people have thought her name was.
Oh, I love it. I love that you brought this in. I have heard some doozies. So her name is Io Shirai. It's spelled I and an O. I have heard people say Yao Shirai. I don't know how they got I-O. It was pronounced Yao.
Yao.
I'm going to say that person is a Supercard YouTuber. I'm not going to say who, but they're a Supercard YouTuber that pronounces her name Yao.
Shirai.
Yao Shirai. I've heard I-O, which isn't so bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not like the worst. The worst one, the weirdest one I've heard, and I know that you know what it is because I've told you this already, but the weirdest one I've heard is 10 Shirai, because they thought the I was a 1 and the O was a 0. 10 Shirai. Her name is 10 Shirai.
Oh, God.
10 Shirai. It's absolutely mad. It's absolutely mad, some of the names, the way they pronounced it.
Did that.
10 Shirai.
10 Shirai.
10 Shirai. And her sister's name is Nine Shirai.
9.
Nine Shirai. But yeah,
11,
that match is
it could be 11 Shirai.
11 Shirai. She could be older. That match does look good. You guys will never.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening to this now will never be able to see or hear Io Shirai's name again without thinking of Yao or Ten. I'm sorry that I've done that to you, but I pretty much call her Yao now because it's funny. It's funny to me.
Yeah, well, anytime I see her name now, I think 10 Shirai.
10 Shirai. Yeah.
Oh my.
So then, going back to the NXT Takeover Toronto, we've got a match that was announced a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be Street Profits versus Undisputed Era. Mm-hmm. It's going to be Fish and O'Reilly for the tag titles.
Yep.
And Roderick Strong was going up against Velveteen Dream for the North American.
That should be good.
But something happened on this week's NXT that changed it.
Yeah.
It's now a triple threat. It's Dream versus Roderick Strong versus Pete Dunne.
Oh, God.
Pete Dunne got added to the match.
Oh, God. So it's going to be backbreakers and finger torture.
That's pretty much what the match is going to be.
Poor Dream.
I know, right? I know. So that's been added. That's sick as well. And apparently, from what they've been saying, that William Regal even said it on the show that there's been like a kind of almost a trade, but not a trade, that Pete Dunne is going to be an NXT superstar for quote unquote a while. He didn't say full time, but a while.
Cool.
So yeah, he's going to be there for a while as a superstar.
That's going to be good.
It's going to be good. I think he's probably one of the best going around these days. Like honestly.
Killian Dane only just came back, didn't he? He was in because he was on the main roster for a while. For a little bit, anyway.
So what happened there was they split Sanity up during the shake-up because Alexander Wolf wanted to go back home because he had family issues. I don't know what it was. It could have been. I don't know what it was. But he didn't leave the company though. He went to NXT UK. So Alexander Wolf's there now. So they decided, well, he's going to be going, and they didn't want Nikki Cross in the group. They wanted to do different things with her. So that means there's only 2 left. So they took Eric Young to Raw, and they sent Killian Dane back down to NXT to rebuild. He's got a new character. Not really, but he has. It has not completely changed, but it is different. And yeah.
My thinking is, what's Eric Young going to do now?
He's in that EC3 kind of class where he's just kind of not used but used.
I mean, I saw him backstage with the whole Seth Rollins attacking him thing because he was thinking about becoming a ref for that match, and that was the last I saw of him.
Yeah, he's on main event. I think he was on this week's main event or last week's. He's in a tag match or something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's just a guy at the moment. The thing is, like, people complain about it, that EC3 is not being used and like Eric Young's not being used. But
the problem is with that, it's like someone's going to complain that someone's not getting used.
Of course, because there's not enough time. But the thing is...
No, there isn't. There's too much talent. There's too much good talent.
The thing is, though, like, look at Shinsuke. He was in the tag team. He didn't win much. He wasn't even on TV for months. And now he's the Intercontinental.
I love what they're doing
champion.
I love what they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, they've made him this champion now. He's finally doing something really good, and now also Apollo Crews is getting involved in stuff. Hopefully, might see something good out of that.
I've always thought Apollo Crews was amazing. Like he always has been, always will be. He went down to NXT last week's episode, and he had a match against Kushida.
Oh yeah.
It was probably one of Apollo Crews' best matches that he's had.
That front flip armbar, man. Oh, my God.
That was insane. Avalanche front flip armbar takeover was insane.
Crazy.
The timing on it was absolutely insane.
Oh, my God.
But then him against Andrade, Apollo Crews and Andrade, and then Apollo Crews on this week's SmackDown against Nakamura. I was thinking about it before, and I was talking to you about it earlier about it. What does he need? What does Apollo Crews need? Like, it's not connecting. Something's not connecting. I thought maybe he's too nice. He smiles too much. maybe that's what it is. But I think if they just put him in the ring and let him wrestle and have good matches, people are going to connect with him because he's good. Look at Daniel Bryan when he first started. Not the yes movement stuff, but before that, what was Daniel Bryan's his character? Well, what was it? He was just a wrestler.
Yeah,
but people liked him because he was good. I think Apollo Crews will get that. It's going to take a bit more though because he's been squashed a lot.
Yeah, I mean Daniel Bryan, a lot of it was luck. He started with that, being just a wrestler. He turned heel. He was put together with AJ Lee. He was just a heel wrestler at that stage. It really wasn't until he was teamed up with Kane.
Yeah, that's when people started.
That he really started getting over. And the whole yes/no thing started, and it was just
it was
basically skyrocketed from there.
Yeah, that's it.
And his segments with Kane were funny. They were interesting. They were entertaining.
Yeah, I think Apollo's in that kind of position where because he's been squashed and jobbed out so much, it's really hard to kind of to build him up again. It takes a bit longer than what it would if he was brand new, fresh. Yeah, you got to raise that kind of Apollo Crews versus this guy. Apollo Crews is going to lose. Like you're automatically thinking that before the match even starts, because you got that conception in your head that he's going to lose because he always does. So once they raise that and he has good matches and he starts to win a few, then if they just keep doing it with him, I think he's going to be going to be at least a really good mid card kind of talent.
I have to agree. I mean, the guy in ring, I honestly don't think anyone could touch him.
No, he's got it all.
He's got it all. He's got the power. He's got the athleticism. He can be a good technical wrestler when he wants to be. I mean, granted, I think a lot of that is because of the showing his influence from Kurt Angle, because Kurt Angle recently left. I mean, he'd done the Triple Germans on NXT against Kushida. Was it did he do the Angle Slam against bloody Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown? I was like, what?
He did. Yeah, he did. I'm waiting for the ankle lock. That's what I'm waiting for. It. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
When I think about that, I'm thinking about Jack Swagger's ankle lock.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
Yeah. He's scream.
I know.
So bad. It was like forced as hell.
I know. I never liked Jack Swagger.
Sorry, Jack. Sorry to Jack Swagger. He's apparently doing really well at MMA, so good luck to him on there.
Oh yeah, he kicked the crap out of me and you at the same time. Yeah, he's a legit badass, but I just never connected with him at all.
No,
in wrestling, I just never got behind him. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
but the thing that me and you, I know you know about it, but I just might not. But maybe everyone else does, and we didn't know about it. But we were looking at WWE Network, and we're looking at like old pay-per-views.
Oh yeah,
there was two. What year was it? 99? Yeah, it was 99. There was two No Mercies in 99.
Yes, there was. There was the one in the US, and then there was the UK special one that they did.
Yeah, I didn't.
It must have been before they started doing the Insurrection and Rebellion pay-per-views.
No, it wasn't, because if you looked at the pay-per-views in order, there was a Rebellion, but there wasn't an Insurrection.
That's probably what it is. Then Insurrection probably didn't start till 2000?
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, I didn't know that. But if you go to the network now, you can do this at home. Go to the network, go to pay-per-views, go to 99, and find the UK one. The synopsis is the wrong one.
Oh no!
It actually says it's the US one. It says everything that happened in the US one.
Oh,
but then if you go to the US one, it says everything that happened in the US one. Okay. So if you go to the UK No Mercy, you don't know what any of the matches are because it's not written down. It's the wrong one.
What are some of the matches, if you can recall?
From the UK one?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it was... Oh, man, you put me on the spot now. I'm pretty sure it was like... Do you remember who was the main event of the US one? It was Austin and who?
Triple H.
Well, I know the UK one was the same, but they added...
Didn't they add the...
Undertaker.
Yeah, triple threat.
It was a triple threat. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Stone Cold, Triple H, and Undertaker. I remembered it was Stone Cold and Undertaker, but I couldn't remember who the third was. Yeah, it was Triple H. That's it, though. It's all I know. I think it was like Midian versus Kane or something. I don't know. I know Midian was on the show as well. I don't know. I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah, it was. It was Midian versus Kane. Yeah, that was one of the matches. I do recall that.
I haven't even watched the event. I didn't even know that it even existed.
No,
I thought I watched.
Go back and watch it, man.
I thought I watched everything in '99 and 2000. I watched everything in 2000, 2001, like and to pretty much to now. I watched it all, but I didn't know there was one in '99 that I missed.
No, I had no idea.
I didn't even know it existed.
I'm still trying to figure out that time that Vinnie Jones got involved in a match with Austin and Big Boss Man. I can't remember what. I know it happened in England, obviously, but I just can't remember if it happened in '98 or '99 or what the pay-per-view was called.
I have no idea. If you listen out there, know, Twitter, email.
Let me know, because it's driving me insane. Please let me know.
I mean, realistically, you could just Google it. So
yeah, I know, but I still I don't know.
We want some feedback. Talk to us, people. Talk to us.
Yes. What was I going to say? Looking back at some of those matches and just looking back at some of those pay-per-views, people like Ken Shamrock, I did not know he could have a good match, and he had a good match against Shawn Michaels of all people.
Yeah,
but then again, it's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, it's Shawn Michaels. He can make everyone look good.
Yeah, exactly.
Can make everyone look good.
He made Ken Shamrock look good. I mean, Ken Shamrock wasn't bad by any means, but
I actually liked him.
He wasn't great.
I actually liked him. I think he had a good match against that Intercontinental title match feud with The Rock. Was that 99 or 98?
No, that was 98. That was just when Austin was going for the title.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because Rock was champion at Royal Rumble that year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
It came down. It was crazy. The thing is, like, it came down to those two, The Rock and Austin, in '98's Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to think at that point.
Bloody they actually had a crazy match at D-Generation X, '97. I mean, everyone from the nation got involved, and bloody D'Lo took a back bump onto bloody Austin's truck.
Didn't he take a stunner on the roof?
Yes, he did.
That was funny, actually.
Yeah. He didn't take a back bump. He took a front bump on the roof.
Yeah. So, my question is, how does doing a stunner on a roof of a car make it hurt worse?
It doesn't.
I don't understand it.
I don't know.
I guess because the roof of the truck doesn't have any give and the ring does. It probably would.
Maybe. But it was the same when Austin hit the stunner on the Rock on a table.
I know.
I love that though, with the Rock holding the camera. That was awesome. But
that was awesome. It made no sense.
Yeah,
made no sense. Like, why would you do it? Speaking of stunners, what's your opinion of Kevin Owens using the stunner?
I think it needs a little bit of work. But I swear I've seen him do it a lot better.
Yeah, when he was doing it
when he was just doing it every so often, it looked fine. It looked perfect. And now he does it all the time. It's like, doesn't look right, and people take it weird, or he misses the gut kick, or
something seems off about it. When I've noticed him do it, like when you watch Stone Cold do it, he'd wrap his bicep under the chin and wrap his hand around to the back of the head and pull him down. But Owens doesn't do that. He almost puts his hands on the top of the head and pulls them down, or like the side, like near the ears, and just kind of puts his hands there, like on either side. And
the only thing I can think of is like trying to make the move safer than it originally was.
There is that, but there's also, I don't know, it just doesn't look... I understand, like, maybe he doesn't want it to look as good as Stone Cold, because Stone Cold was the originator.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that kind of thing where it's like, I'll do your move, but I'll always make yours look better. But I don't know, I think it just doesn't look that great.
No, well, I just think that's a bad way of doing things. You got to make it look good. Not only for the sake of the person who previously done it, Stone Cold Steve Austin, but also to make your finisher look like a finisher.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like that he's doing it. I like that, it's been done. I'm just waiting for the pedigree to be used. I know Seth did it before, but Triple H was like his kind of, he was with him kind of thing. But I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that to happen. Possibly a tombstone and a last ride as well. I reckon give it 5 to 10 years, and those moves will be being used as finishes by someone else.
I was just thinking, like, who took the worst stunner? in
Oh,
history. I mean, Vince, yeah, sure, he took
Vince
a weird
McMahon,
stunner and
the first one.
but what if I remember the one Sergeant Slaughter took and he done a freaking front flip.
I remember that too. Actually, I do remember that one.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
crazy. Oh boy.
I've seen some bad ones though. Like Kane can't take one.
Kane just he drops.
He just drops.
Drops.
I've seen some stinkers though, but I can't
Obviously,
think.
obviously, the Rocks is the craziest.
Yeah, the Scott Hall one at WrestleMania was mad.
Boo.
The amount of height that guy got, man.
I think Shane really takes it fairly well.
Yeah, I think Shane
It's
does.
like he floats when he takes it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shane does. Triple H takes a good stunner.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
But there's been some absolute stinkers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when The Rock, the first time I've seen The Rock take a chokeslam?
I'm gonna say Survivor Series '98.
It possibly could have been.
Yeah.
But he landed on his feet.
Yeah, I remember that because was it Kane that got involved and got like Taker disqualified?
I think so, yeah. But,
yeah, I remember that too. And I was like, what the hell?
How
I didn't notice it the first time, obviously.
Yeah.
But looking back and I was like,
looking back at it, he landed on his feet.
Hell?
He landed on his feet and then fell backwards. Like that's how he took the chokeslam. Like, how? You're a professional wrestler. How do you take a chokeslam? Like you're landing on your feet.
And then look at it later on, like the way he used to take it. He used to be one of the best.
No, I disagree. I think Christian was the best at taking him.
Lance Storm though too, man. He bounced.
Yeah, but Christian, if you go back and look at Christian taking Kane's chokeslam, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's the best looking one. I swear to God. Lesnar, I don't think Lesnar with the Undertaker's one though. He always bounced somehow. He flipped over onto his stomach. That's crazy.
That was crazy. I'm just thinking of the worst one. It's a tie between Goldberg and Hulk Hogan.
Oh no, Hogan's was terrible. That was a stinker.
Yeah,
he didn't even get like shin height off the ground. It was just like he barely got off the ground.
Yeah.
No, that was a bad one.
Oh, far out.
That was a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting stuff though, like to look back at the pay-per-views, even if you don't watch them, to just look back at them and be like, I didn't even realize that was there. I'm sure there's more there too that I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
That I thought I'd seen, but I hadn't.
Yeah, I mean, I've also got to go back and watch a lot of the old ECW stuff. So much I missed. So many of the Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn matches I missed.
Yeah, well, there's like a lot of people like, oh, go and check out RVD versus Jerry Lynn. It's like, that's cool to say that, but there's like 10 of them. There's like so many matches I've had. Like,
I know.
Where do you start? Like, so... But no, you definitely should check out at least there's certain few that I will link you to. There's certain few you should definitely check out.
Yeah, I saw 2 of their matches, and both of those matches were great.
Yeah, well, there's one more that I know. But
apparently,
I've
missed the best one.
Yeah, it's the best one that you've missed. So yeah, you should definitely check that out. But yeah, let's switch gears for a moment.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some gaming, because I know there's some people that listen to our pod that just wanted to listen to the gaming. Sorry, it's almost 43 minutes in. You have to skip forward to 43 minutes in, but it's gaming time. Thank you for listening.
Gaming time.
There's not much, though. I don't think there's much, but I've got a little bit of information that I got an email today saying that the Microsoft Xbox Store has 80% off certain games.
Sick. I'm going to have to go on there later and download as many games as I can.
Yeah, there is 80%. So what was it? Was it last week? The week before, I think there was 60% off.
Yeah.
And now there's an 80% off.
Jesus, man.
Some games I've seen were 75% off.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a look today. I'm trying to think of the games that were on there, but I know that WWE 2K19 was on there.
Go get that. That's a good game. If you haven't got it yet, go get it.
Standard edition, it is though, but it was $99.95 down to $24.
Jeez, that's that.
Yeah,
Jeez.
That's 75% off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm guessing if you're a wrestling fan, you would have played it. If not, I would definitely recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's heaps of games. So, like, if you're an Xbox gamer, just a heads up, is 80% off. I don't know how long. I didn't look at the time of it, but yeah, I got an email today saying that.
I mean, I got a couple of games recently when it was 60% off. I think I got to grab the Ezio collection.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. I mean, I think I got that for like $14. It's like really cheap. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact that me and you both bought Trials Rising when it was
Yeah.
60% off.
Oh my.
that
game's
game,
crazy.
That game's fun. If you're a Trials fan, or not so much a Trials fan, I'm sure if you're a Trials fan, you would have played it already. But if I'd never played a Trials game before, like before the newest one, this year's one. But I've always seen them. I've seen YouTubers and streamers play Trials games, and I thought they always looked fun, but I just never played them. But then, it was like $19 for Trials Rising, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy it because it looks fun. And then I told you to buy it, so we can play together.
Yeah.
But no, the Trials is good if you haven't played Trials before. It is quite fun. It's just how would you explain it? It's like a platformer.
I guess it's a platform motocross game, I guess.
Yeah, it's a platformer motocross game.
I mean, there was a lot of trial and error in that game too.
Yeah, trials. Trials and error.
But I mean, even like some of the maps that people are making are insane.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's not just. I mean, they've actually like taken the elements that are in the game and able to make other games out of it. Like, there's a bloody pinball map on there. You can play pinball.
It's pinball, yeah. There's actually a pinball. It's not like a map. There's not like a map where you have a bike and you do a pinball. It's like literally there's a ball that falls down and you use a left and right trigger and you use the little paddles at the bottom and you play pinball. Someone's actually made that.
I mean, tonight we also played on there. There was a map for a kart racing game.
Yeah.
And usually, like with Trials, it's basically side-on most of the time. It's pseudo 3D. But this one was like behind the cart. It was like, it's just crazy what some people have been able to make. I think someone made Ace Combat on there. It's like, what?
You can fully fly around a plane, like in the sky, and you have complete control. It's
people
insane.
who do this stuff are just, I don't know how they do it, but they are talented as hell.
Mm-hmm. I had a look at it. I had a look at the track map maker thing, and I'm like, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, no, so it's good. Would recommend.
Well, I've got a little bit of gaming news also. Apparently, this is not going to last too long. You know how we were talking about loot boxes the other week?
Yeah.
Apparently, the UK has said that, no, it's not gambling.
Oh, they actually have.
Yeah, so that doesn't make it not too big of a deal and not surprising, really. I mean, once you really think about it, loot boxes is sort of like collecting cards. You don't know what you're going to get in a pack of cards.
Yeah, true.
You still get something.
Yeah, you still get something for it.
So no big deal. Well, with the recent release of also the new Nintendo Switch Lite, which is just for the handheld, Nintendo is also working on a new Nintendo Switch.
Are they?
Yes. Well, it's not really new. It's just an upgraded version of the original that they brought out. Apparently, the battery life in it is lasting a lot longer in it, and stuff like that. So I'm going to be waiting until that comes out before I get a Nintendo Switch.
Fair enough, yeah.
Instead of 6 hours of gameplay via the handheld, apparently it's 9 to 10 hours.
That's decent, man. That's decent.
So it's a decent upgrade and a decent battery life. So, yeah, I think I'm going to wait till that comes out before I get a Nintendo Switch. And I really want to get a Nintendo Switch because I really want to play Breath of the Wild.
You're so far behind. To be fair, though, I've got a Switch, and I haven't played it, even though I want to. I want to play.
Have you played Odyssey yet?
No.
What are you doing?
Well, I played Pokemon.
Yeah.
I played that for a very long time. But like, I had the Wii. I didn't have a Wii U, but I had a Wii, and then I got a Switch. On the Wii, the games I played on the Wii, I didn't buy games that were like on other consoles. Like I had at the time I had my Xbox 360. I'd play the main titles, the AAA titles on that, and then I had the Wii for like kind of party stuff, like, you know.
Yeah.
So on my Switch at the moment, I've got Mario Kart.
Yep.
Mario Kart 8, and I've got Pokemon. Let's Go, and I have Mario Party.
With Let's Go, which one did you get? Pikachu or the other one?
I got Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
Because screw Eevee. This is for the Pokemon nerds out there. I was going to get Let's Go Eevee when they first announced it, but then I've realized that you cannot evolve your Eevee. Your Eevee and your Pikachu stay that way the whole time. So I'm like, well, Pikachu's better than Eevee, so like Pikachu isn't Eevee, better than like
Eevee
the others.
Transform into like many different types.
Yeah, once it evolves, you have to give it a stone.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You give
okay.
it like a fire stone.
Yeah, sorry, I'm like a Pokemon noob when it comes to stuff like this. I have no idea.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I don't even know what generation it is now. Is it like
the new one's coming out.
Six,
The
7?
new game that's coming out, that looks mad.
Mm-hmm.
There's a section where it's like I've looked at. You can go to YouTube and just type it in, and there's a new Pokemon game coming out on Switch, and it's like third person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's third person view. Like that's never been done.
Oh yeah, isn't there like instead of random encounters, you actually see the Pokemon on screen too now, and you could decide whether to battle them and weaken them and catch them. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's in the new one, but it's also in Let's Go. You can see them.
Oh, okay.
It's not just the grass shape and you don't know what it is. Like that isn't in Let's Go, but in the new one that's coming out, Sword and Shield, I think it's called. Yeah. Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield. They have both, so you can actually have random ones where the grass will shake and you don't know what it is. But then there's also ones where they actually walk around and you can see them.
Oh, cool.
If you've played Let's Go, you understand when you go to catch a Pokemon or wild one, you don't have to battle it. You just throw a ball at it and you catch it. They've got rid of that again on the new release. They're going to have the whole battle to weaken it first and then catch it. They've also got a feature on the new game that's coming out that you can whistle, which can attract Pokemon by whistling.
Is it? There is a microphone on those Joy-Cons, isn't there?
No, I don't mean you can whistle, but your character can whistle.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to think. I was like, is there a bloody there a microphone on it?
There is. You
got to think back when the NES first came out, in Japan at least, in the Famicom actually had a microphone to it.
Did it really?
On the controller? Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
There's this thing on the original Legend of Zelda. You had to make a noise and it would like hurt one of the enemies in game, and they actually had that writing on the English version. But on the NES, you didn't have a microphone, so you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to think that like back then they had that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even thinking of the Switch. I mean, when you think of the Switch, it's like you look at the past 3 Nintendo consoles they brought out. They brought out the Wii, they brought out the Wii U, and they brought out the Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
Isn't the Switch kind of all 3 of them in one?
Yeah, you're right. Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, you've got the Joy-Cons, which, for the nunchucks. You've got, like, that whole screen tablet thing that's kind of like the Wii U thing, except with the Wii U, you could use it as a sub-map or something along those lines. You can't really do that when it's docked, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's handheld, like the 3DS. Yeah. Actually, does the Switch, the actual, like the little thing that you dock, does that actually have a 3D compatible thing, like you can turn on and off? No. So it's like the 2DS then.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like a DS, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't think of it like that. That it's all 3 of the kind of technologies that they release put together.
Yeah, it's all 3 of their consoles in one.
Yeah, I would highly recommend if you're a gamer,
I do
buy
want to get
a Switch.
I want to get it.
Any gamers out there that like to game that doesn't have a Switch, I would recommend it. Maybe wait till the new one. I didn't even know they were having a new one, but maybe wait for that one. If not, then like it is fairly cheap now. But I would recommend it because it is really cool that you can, you can have it set up, plugged into your TV, docked, and then you can just take it out and just continue off where you left off. You don't have to turn it off. You don't have to do it. You just take it out. And like it's already on the screen where you were. So I would recommend getting yourself a Switch.
And while we're talking about Nintendo, I'm just wondering, what do you think about Nintendo usually most of the time taking down these fan HD remakes? I
think it's
a mixed bag, isn't it?
It's like a grey area. Like I understand why they do it because they're like.
They're protecting their intellectual property.
Yeah, that's it. But at the same time, it's kind of sucks because some of them are sick.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the things that I've seen, like you just type in HD remakes Nintendo in YouTube, and it's like, oh my god! Some of the people that have remade the opening scene of Super Mario 64. The detail that went into it is just insane. These people are talented as hell. Nintendo. hire these people.
I somehow think Nintendo heads aren't listening to this podcast, but
Yeah, I know, but still, hire these people.
if you are,
oh man,
if you are Nintendo, if you are listening, you can sponsor us. We will take anything, and we will talk. We will talk about you for an hour.
Yes.
Yes, we will.
Send me a free console, and I'll talk to you the same way I talked about the Xbox earlier. Xbox, sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsor us.
Microsoft, sponsor us.
Anyone can
Xbox
sponsor us. Yeah, just yes.
Xbox.
We are promotion whores. If you want your product talked about on our podcast for a whole hour, like a whole episode dedicated to the one product, all we have to do is just hit us up.
Mm-hmm.
Hit us up, and we'll do it. We are sponsor whores.
Sponsor whores.
Yeah, we will take your money.
Sponsor whores, unite!
That's pretty much us. Sponsor whores.
Oh dear, it depends on what it is. For me, anyway.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh dear.
Anyway, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Decent little episode.
Yes.
Sorry for the gaming fans that listen only for the gaming stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we
end.
talked 40 minutes on wrestling, 20 minutes, around about 15 minutes on gaming.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is, eh?
Hey, look, we'll make up for it in the next episode if some interesting stuff happens in the gaming industry in the next week or so.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing recently that's happened, Marvel Alliance 3 came out for the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not many games that came out in the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
I mean, there's been lots of announcements for movies.
Yeah,
at the last Comic-Con thing, but there hasn't really been much on like gaming. No. I think it's usually about September it picks up again.
Yeah, no, I'd say October.
Yeah,
October because. Mm-hmm. Oh no, September. Yeah. Actually, no, you're right. There's a lot of games that get announced around September because a lot of things do come out in December for Christmas. There's a Christmas rush, like November to December Christmas rush type thing. So no, September you start seeing a lot more game announcements and stuff, and we'll probably talk about gaming a lot more in about a month or so. But
that is true.
But yeah, no, Comic-Con, I didn't do much research on it. But
I know a lot of Marvel movies.
There's a lot. Announced. There's a lot.
Blade, that I love the originals with Wesley Snipes. Mm-hmm. Even though from the sounds of things, he can be a pain in the butt to work with.
I have heard. I just hope with the new Blade one, they just bring Triple H and his vampire back, his vampire dog back. Like I just want the vampire dog, man. Vampire dog.
Was it a Pomeranian or
a Chihuahua? It was a Pomeranian, I'm pretty sure. Bring him back. It's what they want.
Dear. I kind of like that movie.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people don't like it, but I actually don't mind it. I mean, you look at that movie, look at Ryan Reynolds. You could tell that guy was suited to play Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could, 100%. But no, there's a lot of Marvel movies being announced.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think there's been some go ahead, or I don't really want to see that on when it comes to female Thor. Mm-hmm. Look, I don't care. I honestly don't care. If Jane Foster does a good job, awesome. Mm-hmm. That's my perspective. Yeah. And actually, recently, like in the last couple of years, they've had a female Thor, and Thor has not been a person per se; it's been a title.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's just another one of those types of people making a bigger issue out of something that's not a big issue.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were going to close off, so we better do that now.
We better.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you everyone for listening, and always remember, Roald Dahl is a spy.
Yes, and no edgelording.
No edgelording.
Otherwise, Roald Dahl spy will come to your house, and no one wants that.
No. All right,
all right, guys. See you later.
See yous.